Hello everyone, welcome back to yet another video. In this video we are going to discuss about conditional statements. As you already know, in the last videos we have discussed all about the operators, what are the different types of operators we have in Python and how to use each and every operator, what are the different conditions we have while using the operator. We have discussed everything, right? So in this video we'll be going to discuss a lot more things about conditional statements, what are the different types we have and how we have to use, what are the syntaxes for it, and all we'll be discussing in this video. Okay, so generally decision making is the most important aspect of almost all the programming languages. As the name implies, decision making allows us to run a particular block of code for a particular decision. Okay, you have to make some decisions so that the conditions will be working out. So whatever the output you want to get, you have to maintain some decisions, you have to take some decisions, right? So everything will be under the decision making. If you take the right decision, your condition will be similar to that. So the entire program depends upon what are the conditions you are taking, how the conditions are made. Okay, so the important part in conditional statements is the decision making part. You have to decide the decision, you have to take the right decision to perform a particular task. If you want to execute some sort of things, you have to take some decisions, right? So these conditional statements helps us to make decisions. So in similar way you will be getting the decision based output. So if the decision is right, then the condition will be checked, then your output will be produced. If your decision is wrong, the similar output will be produced to you. So that's the difference in the conditional statements. Okay, so as usual, you have conditional statements, different types of conditional statements in Python. You have three types. They are if else, and nested if, like if under if else and if so on. So in Python we have different types of conditional statements. Like if, we have if, and then we have if else, and also we have nested if. We'll be discussing what are the different things, what these are. We'll be discussing the syntaxes and how we have to use these. Okay, so let's look at the simple if statement. Okay, first of all we'll be discussing about each and every syntax, and then we'll be performing a simple program in it. Okay, what are the syntaxes, what is the thing you have to follow. So now simple if statement. So the if statement is used to test a specific condition. What it does is it tests a specific condition, it checks the condition. If the condition is true, then the block of code will be executed, otherwise the next step will be executed. Let's see the example, and first of all let's see the syntax, how to use it. Okay, so the syntax is, if you have to write the expression, let's say we have a variable called a is equal to 5, and then if a percentile 2 equal to 0, and even. Okay, so as you see now, we have what we have written. We have written if, it is a keyword, right? So after taking if, we have written an expression, right? We have used operators with operands. Okay, this is a condition. We are giving a condition, right? Combination of operators, we have condition. So it checks, if it is true, it will be printing the even. If the condition, whatever condition we have given, if it is satisfied here, it will be executing this sort of condition. Okay, the syntax you have to use is, we have to use if and then a condition following by the if, and finally we have to use a colon. You have to mention colon. Okay, later after mentioning colon, you have to use indentation. Here in Python you don't have the curly braces like in your Java or C. You will be having like this, right? Let's take an example, like it's an expression. You will be using flower braces like this. You will be writing in between the braces, right? Here you have taken flower braces. Between the flower braces you will be writing entire code for a block of code, right? So in Python you don't have the block of code. So instead of block of code, we have indentation. So if you write here using some spaces, you have by default we will be having 4 spaces in Python as an indentation. You will be writing like this, even number. So whatever things are under this indentation, you will be printing it if the condition is true. Otherwise, how to quit an indentation? If you want to stop the if condition, you have to write like this. You should not use spaces, right? So if you save this, just we'll be running this. If you see the output, you can see it is not satisfied. The condition is not satisfied such that these 2 lines haven't got in the output, right? We haven't got in the output. So the condition is not satisfied. Let's take the condition to satisfy. If you run this now, you will be getting each and every output. See, even, we have to print even number and printed. So these 3 lines have been printed on our output, right? If the condition is false, you will not be getting any of the things. These 2 lines will not be getting into the output. These 2 lines will be ignored. So this is the sort of syntax we'll be using in conditional statements. Especially in Python, we have indentation. Indentation is nothing but spaces. Okay, that is the sort of difference in Python with comparison with other programming languages you have, like curly braces, right? That's the sort of difference. There will be no confusion into it. We'll be discussing about the indentation in depth using if-else statements. You will be getting more clarity while using the if-else statements compared to this. Okay, we will be looking at the if-else conditions. First of all, the if condition will be using a condition. We will be checking the condition. If the condition is true, the sort of block we have after the indentation, that block of code will be executed. Otherwise, the remaining code after the line, after the condition, whatever code we are having, it will be executed. Okay, let me clear this. We'll be discussing about if-else statement first. Okay, so in a similar way, let's take a variable. Let's say a is equal to 10. Okay, let's assume. If we are discussing about the if-else statement, right? If a is greater than or equal to 18, print eligible for vote. In the same way, you can use else, print not eligible. Let's run this and later we will be discussing about this. So you can see you have got the output not eligible because a is 10. So if we are checking 2 conditions, we are checking a condition, right? Here a will be checked if a is greater than or equal to 18. 10 is greater than or equal to 18. So 10 is a less number compared to 18. So this statement or condition will be wrong. So it is not satisfied. So the print eligible for vote will be neglected. So after neglecting or ignoring this statement, what we will be getting? Else, if it is not satisfied, we will be getting the print statement in else. So the not eligible thing have been printed. Let's take 20 as the value. If you check it now, you will be getting eligible for vote because the condition here, whatever condition we have taken, is satisfied. So that's why it is showing the sort of difference here. So now here you can see the indentation here. So we have used if statement and then we have a condition and a colon. After entering, after you press the enter button, some editors automatically takes 4 spaces. If not, you can press the tab key in your keypad. So after taking an indentation, whatever the things you are writing within the block after the indentation, this code will be executed if the condition is true. Otherwise, the else part will be executed. That's the sort of difference. Using usage of else, see, you can see the syntax of else. You have to write else and a colon. Then you have to take the indentation. Indentation is the must. You have to take the indentation compulsory. If you have, if you are not using the indentation, you can see the errors. Let's take like this. If you run the code, you'll be getting errors. What kind of error is this? Indentation error. Expected an indent block. So it is asking for indentation. So that's the sort of thing you have to sort it out in Python. You have to use compulsorily indentation, otherwise you'll be getting you'll be ending up in making errors. So you have to keep in mind about indentation. So this is the thing about if else condition. Likewise, you have if else statements. You in C and Java will be having if else, nested if, right? In nested if you will be using if, else if, and if you want another else if, you will be using another else if, and finally you will be using else, right? But in Python you can use else if as elif. The thing which you need to know is elif. It is nothing but else if, another if statement after passing about if statement. We'll be using the else if statement. Wait for that. Let me clear this. You can take the example, the syntax of if nested if conditions. So generally we'll be using this nested if condition when we have more and more conditions. You have to check more conditions within a program. You can use the nested if condition for verifying each and everything. So let's take an example. Let's take we have a number, let's assume 50. We have a number, a variable consisting a value 50. We are checking if num is equal to 10, then print given number is 10. Else if, we can use else if or elif. Elif number is equal to 50, then print the given number is 50. In the same way, you can use another elif, number is equal to 70, then print the given number is 70. If you want to write furthermore elif conditions, like if the number is equal to 80, 75, 95, 100 or 1000, you can write more and more elif conditions. Here we'll be ending up in these two elif conditions. So let's finally declare it as an else statement. So if else, print the given number is not 10, 50 and 70. You save this. Let's run this program. If you run this, you will be getting the given number is 50. So what here what we are doing is, we have taken a number, right? After taking a number, we are checking whether the number is equal to 10 or not, whether the number is equal to 50 or 70. Like that we'll be continuing the program checking, like condition checking each and every step. So for multiple condition checking, you can use elif. Okay, in other programming languages, elif is called as else if. That's it. The nested if, we can use as many nested ifs you want. You can take whatever the things you can use many times, as many times you require in your program. So comparatively to the other programming languages, Python is very easy to use because you have indentation. You don't need to take care of the block of code you have, like flower braces, usage of flower braces. You don't need to forget about the flower braces. You have to keep in mind about the indentation. That's it. Okay, that's all for the video. We'll be discussing about more about furthermore concepts in the upcoming videos. So that's it for the video. Thanks for watching.